Austin Reaves saved me from having to make a very negative video about the Dallas Mavericks today, which I appreciate. I'm going to have to make that video at some point soon, I'm sure. But for today, they avoided it for right now, at least. Austin Reaves with another spectacular performance. Not his most efficient, but to be fair, no Luka, no LeBron. What do you expect? You know what I mean? 28 points, 16 assists, 2 steals, a pretty phenomenal game, in all honesty, for AR-15 across the board. The efficiency wasn't ideal, but when you're the main offensive option and really the only one of your top offensive options to have a huge, to be playing, period, it puts a lot of stress and a lot of pressure on him, and I think he performed admirably last night. 28 and 16, yes, on 9 of 24, 3 of 11 from 3. He was out there fighting, man. I got to respect it. DeAndre Ayton with 17 and 10 as well as 3 assists. Jake LaRavia with the best game he's had as a Laker easily. 10 of 11, 5 of 6 from 3, but he looks freaking awesome so far. Great offseason signing there. Jared Vanderbilt, will he ever make a shot? I don't know, but I like the defense. I like the competitiveness. I like the rebounding. He turns the ball over too much and he can't shoot. But I don't mind him as a role player. I don't know if he needs to be playing 26 minutes a game, but as of right now, they don't have guys to play those minutes. Rui Hachimura's been awesome. I think he's been pretty underappreciated the last couple of years in terms of how solid he has really been. All the way around, he's going to have to continue to be. But at the end of the day, it's about Austin Reaves right now, man. No Luka for the next couple games, and for the last couple games as well. LeBron, no distinct timeline as of yet as to when he'll be back. Sounds like maybe mid-November, but could it be later than that? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this team is not deep, though, right now. Right now, especially. It's Marcus Smart missed this game with injury, Gabe Vincent's out for the next 2 to 4 weeks. You look at their injuries, it's like Maxi Kleber's out right now. Not that I'm the biggest Maxi Kleber fan. As a Mavs fan, I don't think he was that great in Dallas the last couple of years, but it's another potential stretch big, maybe, / versatile guy who I think would be nice to have. He might be better than Jackson Hayes. I think he probably is. I mean, obviously, this is a lot of injuries. When your 2 of your 3 best players, well, your 2 best players, Luka and LeBron, are out. And then Marcus Smart's out. He missed this game. Doesn't sound like it's anything long-term there. Gabe Vincent's out for the next couple weeks. Another one of your defensive shooting guards who hasn't shot the ball great so far this year, but still. They're struggling depth-wise, and yet they're 3-2. They found a way after getting popped by the Lakers or by the Warriors in Game 1. They've won 3 of their last 4, and you know what? It's going to be a process for sure with this team, but I do think they'll have Luka back very soon, and Reaves finding a way to win them a couple of games this week is pretty dang big. You know what I mean? 51 against Sacramento, basically single-handedly winning that game offensively in a lot of ways. And honestly, over the next week, you got Memphis, Miami, Portland. Hopefully you have Luka back for the second half of the back-to-back against Portland maybe, or the first half against Miami. If you can win 2 of these 3 and be 5-3 through 8 games, having missed Luka for most of them and LeBron for all of them, I think as a Lakers fan, you probably actually have to be pretty happy with that. But Austin Reaves, I will say, more than anything else, is really elevating his game this year. Through 5 games, yes, no LeBron, but still 25-26, 51-41, and 28 points. He is second in total points. I believe he's first in assists so far this season as well, which is obviously not quite the role that people have expected for him, but he's averaging, to this point in the year, 34 and 10. 34 and 10, guys. That's pretty insane. I don't know if I ever expected, to be totally honest, Austin Reaves to peak this high. He's doing it on 52.5%, 38.5% for 3 as well. That's pretty remarkable. And of course, he hit the game winner last night as well. Ridiculous contested floater, split the defense, got around Jaden McDaniels, and made a contested floater. Very impressive shot to win the game. I am really, really intrigued by this team. I really am, because if they can get and stay healthy, they have enough firepower offensively, again, where they can really match up with anybody. And just besides Game 1, I actually like what I've seen from DeAndre Ayton. Now, Ayton has one significant flaw for me that really annoys me. He turns the ball over way too much as a center. 2.8 turnovers a game so far this year. He just brings the ball down too much when he catches it inside. Just catch and go up. It's been story of his entire career, to be totally honest. I don't know why, but it really gets on my nerves. But he is by far the best big they have. He's by far the best big they've had in the wake of AD, obviously. Last year was not good without Anthony Davis. And while he's not a perfect player, and night to night, it sometimes varies on how much intensity and how much effort it seems like you're getting from him. If you can get a consistently bought in, high motor DeAndre Ayton, you have a very good big who physically can match up against the vast majority of bigs in the league and is going to be competitive and pretty skilled offensively as well. And then Rui Hachimura shooting 40% from 3 for the second year in a row. He's been, I really think, awesome. Kind of just doing everything that is needed of him without much complaint. I've been pretty pleased and pretty impressed, in all honesty, with Rui as of late. Obviously, Luka's the man. He's not shot incredibly efficiency from three, but it's only 2 games. He's been unbelievable from 2-point range, and he should be back here in the next couple days. It sounds like he could easily be back by the Miami game or the Portland game. And then LeBron's LeBron, man. I almost think it's a very weird situation with LeBron because I look at this roster and I go, they look ready to move past LeBron, if that makes sense. Not because LeBron's not an amazing player. I think he's the greatest of all time. I still think on any given night he can be a top 5 player in the world. But do they really? The fit's weird at this point. You know what I mean? It almost seems like they have a roster that's positioned for the future in ways. Reaves, Doncic, DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, guys like this that even Rui still, the younger core of this team at this point is there. And then LeBron comes in and I hope it works. Last year it was kind of inconsistent. I kind of hope that LeBron with how well Reaves has played so far this year and how dominant Luka looks. I mean, as great as Reaves has looked, Luka in his 2 games looked like one of the 2 or 3 best players in the world right now. Like, I think he is in incredible shape for Luka standards, for sure, anyway. And, man, I almost think LeBron, I hope, is willing to take a little bit more of a backseat this year offensively. You're still going to need him to play a big role, of course, but it doesn't need to be point LeBron. You have 2 extremely capable playmakers who are playing at a really high level. The fact Reaves is at a 10 to 3.8 assist to turnover ratio right now, especially with the amount of defensive attention he has been receiving in 3 of these 5 games where he has had no Luka to help him, is pretty impressive, honestly. They have the playmaking and scoring that they need in their backcourt. I hope LeBron can use a little more energy on defense this year, be more of a high-quality, consistent defensive player when he's not required to do as much offensively. The shooting for him has been huge the last couple of years. It's been the biggest area he's improved upon as his career has gotten later, and I hope that continues off the ball this year. You're just going to honestly have to see a slightly different version of LeBron this year in order for this Lakers team to, I think, reach their peak success. And if he is willing to play a different type of role than he has ever played in his NBA career, I think this team can be extremely, extremely good. If LeBron comes in and is pretty demanding about being the guy in a lot of ways, or at least being the second guy after Luka, I don't know if that's the best case scenario for this team on a night-to-night basis. I think Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic are, generally speaking, guys who are going to be at their best with the ball in their hands. And I think LeBron is going to have to play in ways that he never has in order for this team to have maximum success. It remains to be seen whether or not he is willing to do that and how that winds up going, but I am hopeful. You know what I mean? And, man, maybe Marcus Smart will make a jumper eventually. He's made like 1 3 all year so far. But once they get Marcus Smart, Gabe Vincent back, I still kind of like Jared Vanderbilt. Dalton Connect actually played well tonight. He has completely fallen out of the rotation for the most part. I mean, he struggled so badly in the summer league that it was like, I don't even know. Hopefully he can turn into something useful again. I'm not sold at all on Nick Smith Jr., Jackson Hayes, Bronny. I'm sorry, Chris Mann and Christian Cole. These are not guys who I think are going to really impact your roster. You pretty much have this top 9 and LeBron and maybe Maxi Kleber, potentially, as the rotation. That's pretty much the team. Can this team be good enough to compete for a title? At the top, I say absolutely yes. I'm not convinced, but I think adding Ayton, LaRavia, Smart was legitimately really helpful for this team. I like all 3 of those offseason additions. I'm hopeful that this team works out in a pretty good way this year. Reaves has been freaking awesome this year. Luka has been freaking awesome this year. If those guys are spectacular, it's going to carry this team to being very, very good, especially once you get LeBron back in the mix. But if LeBron is willing to play a different role, I could absolutely see a world in which this team's a serious contender, even in a loaded Western Conference, because they are very interesting in a lot of ways. But, hey, it remains to be seen, man. JJ Redick, I do trust as a pretty good basketball coach. I think this team has a lot of potential. The question is, can they find the consistency, the motor, the effort, the cohesiveness, all that type of stuff that it really takes to be an elite level NBA team? The honest truth is I'm not 100% sure. They have the individual talents. It's going to be interesting to see if it can fit together and piece together in ways to create a quality NBA defense and as a lead of an NBA offense as I think they have the potential to have. So it'll be fascinating to see how this year progresses, but I got to give a ton of credit so far to Austin Reaves for how incredible he has played so far this season, and especially over these last few games, really giving them a serious chance to win when things are kind of stacked against them a bit. Obviously, no Ant last night for the Timberwolves as well, but still, got to give Reaves a lot of credit. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more NBA content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.